Interleague excitement coming your way once again. From the Civic Center in Hammond, Indiana, over the special Midwest Pioneer Roller Derby Network. How you doing, everybody? Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer as per usual. Roller Derby and Interleague affair. Danny Riley's Renegades versus your Midwest Pioneers. Jerry Seltzer, kind of a quiet first half. Not too physical as these two aggregations go. Could be the calm before the storm.
Here comes a hurricane or tornado or something. Patty Cabin, 200-pound jammer moving out. Pioneers got their hands full, but I'm sure we're going to see a wild second half. And by the way, this is the last game we're going to see between the Pioneers and Renegades on our Roller Derby Network. Next week, brand new one, the Wild Hawks of John Porky Parker. And Parker will be skating another Interleague series, but the Hawks are a far better skating team than the Renegades.
Patty Cabin, who's roughly as big as the entire state of Rhode Island. Antoinette Cadamus on the lead. Forbes, 58. Weston, the Golden Girl, 59. Cabin, Babe Mama, Pearl Bailey, Kate Smith, you name it, she's top dog. She is a Hulk, former star of the movie Kansas City Bomber, which featured Raquel Welch. Cadamus likes to call herself the Body. I don't think she matches up to Raquel, and looky there. Oh, baby. Woo! Get out the adding machine. 6 Pioneer points.
Renegade points. 6 Renegade points.
Check me on that, Jerry Seltzer. Just a bit of wishful thinking.
Well, we have about 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here. The Renegades now have taken the lead 34-31. Pioneers have skated very well, Chet. And all along this Roller Derby Network, you're going to get a chance to see the Pioneers in a big game in your city, either against the Wild Hawks of John Porky Parker, George Adams, Lenny Chicken Man Silverman, Betty Brown, Terry Toledo. You fans watching in Milwaukee? Big game next Saturday at the Auditorium. The only game of the series, Pioneers and Northern Hawks. Last game scheduled in Milwaukee for the Pioneers. Big match race between Betty Brown of the Hawks and Joan Weston. Friday, February 2nd, Madison, Dane County Coliseum. Friday, February 9th, Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Saturday, February 10th, Carthage College in Kenosha. Monday, February 12th, Mount Prospect High School. Tuesday, February 13th, Kiel Auditorium. Big match race there. John Parker, Ronnie Robinson. And Friday, February 16th, Polar Dome in Dundee. And here goes Rita Williams. Those fans are standing. We got a wild one here.
The spunky hunk of ebony stardom, Rita Williams, 5:50 for the Pioneers. Back in the pack, wide angle shot gives you the whole picture. Renegades, Pioneers doing great business artistically and financially. 24,000 fans for 3 dates at Chicago's amphitheater. Andy Mitchell, physical mismatch. Williams off the track, little girl taking a beating. Candy Mitchell will draw a penalty. She's going to sit for at least one. Make that 2 minutes. Jerry Seltzer. Candy Mitchell taking out her frustrations, but she will sit in the sin bin because of it.
The officials called it off. Here comes Mitchell over, and here comes Joan Weston. She has had enough, and she's going to defend her skaters. There's Cadamus coming after Weston. I wouldn't fool with Joni tonight. She really looks like she's going to cause trouble out there.
Don't forget, Northern Hawks coming into the Midwest. Be kept aware. John Parker's aggregation, 20-year veteran, 6 foot tall, 285 pounds of bank track stardom. The Cherokee Indian, along with Betty Brown, 5'5", 130, a distaff hunk of dynamite. George Adams, 15 years on the track. Oh, baby, along with Lenny Silverman. A great club. Jerry?
We're right here in the Hammond Civic Center, I mentioned again. Many, many fans come out here every Thursday. They'll be out here next Thursday when the Hawks come in with John Parker. If you'd like to have a roller derby game scheduled in your area, if you got a worthy cause, for instance, in Jacksonville, Illinois, the chief of police, the police department is bringing a game in there on Saturday, February 24th at Jacksonville High School. You have a gym at a high school or college arena that seats more than 2,500 people, write to Roller Derby Bookings, Post Office Box 1827. There it is on your screen, Oakland, California, 94604. And we'll try and book a game in your city. We especially like to come into high school colleges for worthy causes. For instance, along this network, tomorrow evening, we're at the beautiful new Coliseum they have at the University of Missouri. 13,500 people expected to attend in Columbia, Missouri, Chet. It's a real attraction of colleges, high schools, every major place, Madison Square Garden, you name it. Roller Derby packs them in.
Roller Derby is an attraction. It's drawing big crowds everywhere. They sell out at the Garden, Seattle Coliseum, Cow Palace, Chicago's Amphitheater, Milwaukee Arena. You name it, Roller Derby doing big business. Why not? Excitement on the bank track, sport of the 70s. There's Sherry Eric. Oh, baby. Talk about a looker. Pioneers, oh, I tell you, if they have a beauty queen nominee, it is Sherry Eric. Back in the pack, Darlene Forbes holds off the thrust as two Renegade skaters move down on the track. There are no points on that particular play. Just over 1 minute to play. Second half, Civic Center, Hammond, Indiana. Pioneers, Renegades up by 1, 34-33.
We got, of course, 3 more periods of action coming. At the end of this game, the fans on this network are going to get to see you talk to Ronnie Robinson and Joan Weston and talk about that big upcoming series with the Hawks, Chet. Ronnie looks better this year than last year, and I have to think it's because he's got help out there this year in Bob Hine, Big Tony Smith, Nick Scopus. Ronnie had to carry too much of the load himself last season. That's why I think the Pioneers are stronger.
A 15-year veteran, and right you are, Jerry Seltzer. The addition of Bob Hine, the coming of age of Tony Smith, the consistency of Nick Scopus. It adds up to freeing Robinson from a number of responsibilities. Here we go, Joni Weston out on the jam. Baby.
Here comes Darlene Forbes.
Darlene Forbes. Oh, we have reaped the harvest. Wait for the determination. Points picking up a plenty on this particular situation.
Well, there are a lot of points there.
Whoa! 4 Pioneer points. And Cabin may well have put a dent in the Hammond Civic Center floor.
Chet,
the 5th period is over.
That is the end of the 5th skating period. And of course, the Pioneers did pick up a bunch of points out there. The score out there, the Pioneers 37, the Renegades 34.
Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer. We got action aplenty as usual in the Civic Center. Mama, don't twist that dial. 6, 7, and 8 coming up. It's going to be fun. Renegades, roller game. Pioneers, roller derby. Your Midwest Pioneers. They got the Hawks coming in town soon. Be aware, Northern Hawks, John Parker, it is going to be a scramble. Oh, baby. Everywhere you look, roller derby making the news. Right now, Renegades on the offensive. Louise, 5. McNair, 6. Light jerseys, green if you're watching on a color 2. There you see it. Lone offensive threats on this particular jam. We're in the 6th period. 11:22 on the scoreboard clock. Renegades trailing by 3. Pioneers 37. Danny Riley's club 34. Robinson, bango, again. 3 times, 4 times. Robinson using the fist, using the elbow. 15 years experience, trained by Buddy Atkinson. A hip fake, going to work. Oh, this is what you're paying him for, experience. Doing his thing and doing it well. Ronnie Robinson. Ooh. Riley, oh, baby, there you see it, Jerry Seltzer.
Beautiful shot. What good camera work we get from this great crew here from WFLD in Chicago. You see it all. Danny Riley, wish he didn't see that. No points on that. The Pioneers hold a 37-34 lead. Oh, there's Ronnie Robinson.
Fans having themselves a good time. Remember, in most cities there are special children's prices, so be sure to take the whole family to roller derby. The Pioneers have a big series coming up with the Hawks. Also the Bay Bombers featuring the legendary Charlie O'Connell.
That sign we just saw was part here at Hammond today. We had Banner Day. Maybe we'll have it in your town. That sign won 2nd prize. Here's the 1st prize, a bottle of pop, a big banana. We love the Pioneers in Hammond, Indiana. That's called, that didn't have iambic pentameter exactly, checked, a little poetic license. But anyway, that was from Ray Natale of East Chicago. The 2nd place sign was by Doug Griffin of Hammond. And every Thursday here in Hammond, boy, do they love roller derby. They're going to be out here in force next Thursday when the John Parker, 285 pounds, he is going to shake that track. Brand new series.
My good friend David Burton felt that would not make the journalism review, but nevertheless, fans having themselves some fun. There you see John Early, 59, jamming capacity. Riley beckoning to him. Up with the elbow once. Riley devastating. Oh, baby, talk about a thorn in your side. This guy's 100 thorns in your side. Up with the knee 3 times, 4 times. Let's have the penalty, Bill. Going to work on the rail. Gotta be a call, and we will have it. 1 minute. Riley, with the hairstyle a la the egg beater, will sit in the booth for 1 minute.
I think they may have 2 Renegades in
Yes.
Oh, look
Jerry
out!
Seltzer.
Watch this.
Bald Eagle being worked on.
You know, Riley was just too calm. It's unbelievable. I told you it would explode, and by golly, it has right here in the second half.
There is really very little to say. You can see every bit of it on your screen. Danny Riley, not much time left in the series. He is getting his final shots in while he has the opportunity. Jerry Seltzer, we think this is tough. John Parker, Porky Parker, is coming to town.
You know, Parker is 60 pounds heavier than Danny Riley. Really
1966 Roller Game Coach of the Year, Danny Riley. His word is law on the Renegades. He brings them in, and just like Leo DeRocher, when he sees fit, he backs up the truck. It is his club. He does as he pleases. They are molded.
Say, whatever happened to Leo DeRocher?
Leo, of course, managing down in Houston. The Lip, as they like to call it, after 6 years with the Chicago Cubs, which failed to produce the elusive pennant. Back to action, the Civic Center. Chet Kopic, Jerry Seltzer as usual. Hope you're digging it all along the Memphis Pioneer Roller Derby Network.
All over the
Adami, 3. Nolan, 4. Jerry Lucas, Jimmy Nolan, absolute lookalikes. Nolan takes the spill. Now Adami going to the skates, checking the leverage. Robinson back in a blocking capacity, as is Tony Smith, the kid who's coming on tough. Get out and cheer for Tony Smith. Oh, baby. Give this kid some enthusiasm. Does he respond? Oh! Adami having his problems. Armada moves through. There are no points. The safe
I want to
sign is
mention
given.
something right here. On that last play, fans threw something down on that track. Look out! The fans threw something on that track, obviously hoping to stop the Renegades, and in doing so, they caused John Armada to fall, ending the scoring threat for the Pioneers. We'd like everyone watching to go to a roller derby game, really enjoy yourself, but don't throw anything onto the track. That's you could hurt a skater very seriously, and probably one on your team.
Just tonight, in this particular affair, Vicky Steffi out with a fractured rib. Jackie Garello out with a pulled hamstring. We get enough injuries in this sport without fans throwing anything on the bank track. Please, if you see anyone doing it, ask them to refrain. You may injure one of your favorites. Action picking up, but good. We're in the 7th period of play in Hammond, under 6 to play. 7 and 8 coming up. Oh, baby.
You know, the Pioneers
Action is heating up.
have this big series coming up with the Northern Hawks. In the Chicago area, you fans can see it next Sunday at the amphitheater. Big match race, Ronnie Robinson and John Parker. There'll be just 2 games in this series in the Chicago area, so be sure and get out next Sunday. 2 o'clock game at the amphitheater. Boy, that will be something.
Great matinee. Mom and Dad bring the kids out. 24,000 there for 3 dates between the Pioneers and the Renegades. Last time out in the amphitheater, Weston knocks off Kettermas. Hine takes care of Riley in the match races. 8,000 plus on their feet, digging every minute of it. It's roller derby, the sport of the 70s, packing them in everywhere. New York, as I've said, you can't get a ticket. Essen, mustachioed, 5'3", white numerals, red and blue jersey. Dark if you're watching in a black and white tube. Riley up high, bingo! Again, make it 2 times. Danny Riley, enforcer, Renegades. Going to work, defensive capacity. He hasn't jammed in this game. You might want to say he has jammed, but out of a defensive stance. Up and on the rail. Riley's pet maneuver, and he will sit.
There is Ronnie Robinson, who is not going to back down at all. In a few moments, we're going to tell you how you can get a copy of the rules for this game, because obviously rules are being violated out there. That's why Danny Riley, of course, is going to the penalty box.
Jerry Seltzer, we have a 5-point margin. Pioneers on the long end, 39-34. Bring us up to date on the rules.
6 points now, 40-34, and Bob Hine discussed with himself throwing down the helmet out there. I guess he drew a penalty, and he's trying to figure out why. 40-35, one each way. Let's tell the fans how they can get a free copy of the roller derby rules simply by...
Send your postcard to Rules, Roller Derby, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, 94604. Please include your zip code and the station in which you are now watching this program, Exciting Roller Derby. Oh, baby, all along the Pioneer Roller Derby Network. Hope you're digging it. I know we are, Jerry Seltzer. Boy, this series has been something. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Here comes Parker and the Northern Hawks. Oh, baby, we got to be ready. Avoid the injuries. Keep these guys in shape. Robinson has them in tremendous condition. Get out there, Milwaukee Arena, Chicago's Amphitheater, wherever you watch roller derby, get out there and have yourself some fun. Mom and Dad, take the kids. It's family entertainment. Popular prices in effect everywhere.
Especially that big one next Saturday in Milwaukee at the auditorium. That big match race, the Hawks are in. Tremendous team with John Parker. The big match race with Betty Brown and Joan Wesley.
Oh, Renegades on the offensive. McNair, hands on hips. Wait for the determination. Bill Morrissey making the signal. Over here, Bill. 2 and 2. Totals 4 for the Renegades. Jerry?
It cuts the lead to 40-39. We've been getting an awful lot of mail right here on this special Pioneer Networks. As we mentioned, most cities along this network, you're seeing the game the same week in which it's been skated. So you're seeing all these series that are happening. You're hearing about the match races coming up. Some of the letters I got this week, and you did too, Chet. Kathy D'Alessandro wanted to know the names of the teams. Of course, we give them every week, complete teams of the league. The Chiefs say we are skating in New York now. I just saw them skate the Hawks last week. The Hawks are a tremendous team, and if you have a question about roller derby that you'd like answered, why don't you write to Chet Kopic, care of NES, 300 North State Street in Chicago, 60610. We'd like to hear what you think about these new weekly Pioneer telecasts. Remember, on many cities on this network, we said you're seeing the game the same week. Write to Chet. Chet has a crayon and a big pad. He will try and answer the letters, or we might answer them on the air.
You're right, Jerry Seltzer. Where I hang out, they won't let us have sharp objects. Back we are in Hammond. Chet Kopic, Jerry Seltzer, John Early, 59. I like to call him Carlos Santana. Mike Gadami, Renegades, number 3, puts John Early on the bank track. Great camera work. We're going to give you the rundown on the whole crew momentarily. Robinson setting up. Bango! Adami, you know he feels that one. John Early takes the spill once again.
Oh, there goes the whole
pack.
pack.
All over the track. What is the situation? Adami moves through. Jerry Seltzer, I believe we have 3 Renegade points.
Well, they took the lead there. They lead now 42-40, as that was a takedown. I think Bob Hine is hurt back in that pack. Well, he looks all right. We're moving toward the end of this period. There's just about 45 seconds to go.
Jim Holmes, our director, along with Dick Purrier, Dick Miller, Phil Doty, Vern Blakely, Jim Shaw, Dwayne Schoonover, Ronnie Kordick, Alex Hager, Dick Brandell, Dick Zurawick, Bobby Walker, and Billy Strajewski. Top crew in the country, doing their thing like they always do, and that means doing it well. Giving you every shot, bringing you all the color, all the excitement of the sport of the 70s. Roller derby. Get out and see it. Renegades, Pioneers on your screen right now. Renegades on top by 2, 42-40, but we got a lot of time to go. However, this period is set to run out. I don't believe either team will be able to score.
9 seconds.
Hey, look at this. Look at this, Jerry Seltzer.
Oh, with 4 seconds, Nick Scopus came around.
Nick Scopus with a tremendous whip, able to make his way around and total 1 point. The 6th period is history.
Jet, that is the end of the 6th skating period. With the score, the Renegades 42, the Pioneers 41. We'll be right back after this message.
The tag-off has been completed, action resuming, but not before our director, Jim Holmes, takes time out to spy on a very lovely young lass. Jerry Seltzer, Hawks coming in town. That means John Parker, a guy with a long grudge against Ronnie Robinson.
Well, they were rivals in this league. They're even greater rivals now. I saw John Parker do quite a job on Bill Grohl in New York City at Madison Square Garden, and I am sure that in that big match race, especially next Sunday at the amphitheater in Chicago, that afternoon game, we're going to see a tremendous series. And anywhere along this Pioneer Network, if you get a chance to see a Pioneer Hawk game or a Pioneer Bomber game coming up, be sure and see one. By the way, that new opening for our show that the fans saw, that is White Sox Park, 50,118 fans, quite a crowd.
Tag off, of course, long completed. Big Mama Cabin. Oh, baby, I gotta outweigh Rita Williams by 150 pounds. Number 1. There she goes, little Rita. Can't beat you with muscle, gotta beat you with brains and speed. Rita having her problems. She will not put anything on the board on this particular jam. And Cavan is going to sit. Jerry Seltzer, Patty Cavan, called for a 1-minute penalty.
All the fans sure in Hammond love to see the referees doing a job like they're doing here, as they are keeping control of that game, and that's what they're supposed to do. David McLaren writes a lot of questions I'm sure you're going to answer. What happened to Walt Harris? Oh, look out. Patty Cavan got it at this end of the track. Walt Harris, of course, still very much the voice of roller derby, San Francisco Bay Bombers, does a lot of the chief networks, but even Walt can't be in every place at once. And Chet, the Mail seems to think that you're doing a pretty good job. I didn't say that. I mean,
as long as I can keep my relatives in meal money, I'm sure those letters will continue.
We get a lot of letters to Sandy Nickerson, wants to know how she can become a future Pioneer. Look out, Joan Weston. Joni will not take that lying down, I guarantee you.
Golden Girl makes Big Mama miss. Into Catamus.
Oh, the fans love it. All 3,000 here at the Hammond Civic Center. There'll be more here next Thursday.
Fans having the ball, as is this reporter. You know Jerry Seltzer, when it comes to being a roller derby announcer, it's fun, and I'll tell you why. One time I tried working for a living. It was the worst morning I ever spent in my life.
Oh, there you go. Director
I thought
Jim
that was
Holden.
a great line.
What an answer. Sylvia Cerny wrote in and said she wrote to Joan Weston, why doesn't skaters ever answer mail? Well, perhaps she didn't write to the right location, because Joan certainly does. If you write to any roller derby skater, just write it to that box number we give you so often, 1828 Oakland, California. They'll get your letter. Sometimes a skater like Joni, who gets 2,000 to 3,000 pieces of mail a week, cannot possibly answer them all, but the mail is appreciated. And if you want to get your name on the mailing list, by the way, we'll tell you where later, but don't send it to Chet Copping.
Adamus, number 8, going to work, puts down Lana Kasanovich. Antoinette, Miss Tonette, call me the body Catamus. Women's captain, Danny Riley's Renegades. We got ourselves a humdinger as usual in Hammond. Catamus got herself a look on her face like she ain't sure whether she's coming or going, and rightly so. There, moving into your picture, is the Golden Girl. Joni Weston, up high, twice already. Come on, Joni. Bango!
Oh, is she getting her?
Woo, baby. Talk about a sting. Got a bruise just a little bit. Candy Mitchell goes to work on Weston. Referees missed it. Result, Renegades will be on the board. A tough situation, catching the referees on the blind side. The result, 4 Renegade points. Their margin now 5, 46, Pioneers 41. Oh, I tell you, what a series this has been. There you see the body putting on the taunt once again. Got herself a baby face, but don't let it fool you. She belies it 125%. A star, a young, budding superstar, trying to challenge the throne of Joan Weston, long regarded as the woman supreme in roller derby.
Of course, in that big match race, Joan pretty well handled her. That was really something to see. Someone who wasn't at the amphitheater to see that race, we can't really describe on television what they're like. And people say, why don't you show match races on television? We just don't have the time. We can't devote it. You have to get out to a game and see one. We got some
Joan
big ones
Weston
coming up.
got another challenge coming up, too.
Oh,
Hawks
Debbie
coming
Show.
in town. As Debbie Show goes off the track, she appears to be okay. Betty Brown, 5'5", 130. Speedster, tough, physical, aggressive. She's coming to town with the Hawks of Porky Parker. Be ready, fans throughout the network. It's going to be fun. Know you're going to want to see it. Candy Mitchell, number 2. How'd you like to be facing that? Weston, Forbes, 5'9", 5'8", respectively. I'm talking numerals, not height, but that's just about how they measure out in stature. A conference, Susie Warren. How about this? Tra-la-la, tra-la-la, going back and forth, trying to set up the interchange. Here comes the whip. Get ready. Experience matching against a physical setup. I think they made themselves dizzy. Well, there's an example of maybe a little bit of over-strategy.
Oh, they're having words between themselves down there. The Renegades having some problems in their coordination out there tonight. Some big games coming up. The Pioneers meeting the Bay Bombers. That means Charlie O'Connell and crew. March 17th in Indianapolis. March 23rd in Louisville at the Louisville Convention Center. And of course in Indianapolis they're going to be at the State Fairgrounds Coliseum. Big game Friday, February 16th at the Polar Dome in Dundee. We know the last game there, really, the seating was not estimated correctly. Too many fans came in. Of course, you know, that's the kind of problems you like to have, Chet, when too many people want to see it, and they really sold that game out, but we don't like to see any fans unhappy. The seating will be adjusted before the next game there in Dundee on February 16th, so be sure to come out. February 19th, St. Joseph, Michigan High School against the Bombers. Saturday, February 24th, Pioneers and Bombers. Jacksonville High School, Jacksonville, Illinois, sponsored by the Jacksonville Police Department.
51,118 at White Sox Park, September of 72. All-time record house. They turned away about 7,000.
Oh, look at
Adams doing her thing on Kasanovich. Lana taking a beating. Weston.
Oh, here comes Tony.
Oh, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Get out the register. Golden girl. Looking at Kadamus saying, come on, rookie. Kasanovich now regaining her senses, back out in the jamming capacity. Weston again, giving it to the body. Moves out of the way for Lana Kasanovich. There's the war. There are the rivals, the queens of roller derby, roller games, respectively. Off the rail goes Kadamus.
That's a penalty, but Joan doesn't care.
Sometimes, Jerry Seltzer, you got to take a penalty in this league. You can't let your team be abused.
No,
you got to step out and be a policeman.
The Pioneers have already won this series, and of course, along this roller derby network, this is the last game you'll see in the Pioneer Renegade series. Next week, you'll be seeing the Hawks here on television. But see them in person. I'm telling you, as good as it seems here, until you get out among this crowd, and these are nice people here in Hammond. We want to mention one thing before the next Pioneer game, certainly in Chicago next Sunday, the 2 o'clock game at the amphitheater. Look out. You can have a fabulous dinner at the world-famous Stockyard Inn. This great $10.95 package includes a $5 trackside ticket for the game and a ringside ticket to this fight. Look out! Joni Weston ganged up there. Here comes Charlene Forbes. She's not going to let Weston get hurt. Fights going at once. Action all over on a roller derby track. These girls have been going at it all series, Chet. Well, they finally broke it up. Next Sunday's game at the amphitheater, look out.
Oh, baby. Now you know how Joe Frazier felt.
You know, we got a 3-ring circus exactly on the opposite side of the track at the same time. Darlene Forbes was wiping out Miss Tonette. If I can finish, if you call this phone number now, you fans, if you don't live in the Chicago area, why don't you come up and enjoy one of these dinners before the game? You can call for next Sunday right now, this number, 927-5580 in area code 312. Ronnie Robinson will be the guest for the next dinner. There'll always be a Pioneer star, one of them. Your dinner reservation, get it right now. Seating is limited. We'll see you next Sunday at the amphitheater.
Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer, just about 2 minutes to play, 7th period in Hammond. Renegades, they're up by 4, 46 to 42.
We had Jody
There's
West
the setup.
and
We got
Forbes.
some people in the sin bin, 2 on each side, 3 skaters each side on the bank track. Williams, Show, Neibauer for the Pioneers, Douglas, and Sue Warren along with Carolyn McWhister for the Renegades. Baby, gotta be Patty Cavan's children.
And there were some of the fans who watch every week here in Hammond.
Carolyn Witherspoon bouncing off the rail. 1 point Pioneers. So the margin has been cut, but not that much. We still trail by 3.
I'll tell you something. I saw Nick Scopus go off that track at the end of that last period. He had fire in his eyes. And the Pioneers, I'm sure, are going to explode in that last period, or at least they're going to try to.
Scopus, a tremendous competitor, 13 years of savvy, good speed, 5'7", 150. Nicknamed the Wild Man, and why not? Used to play hockey. He's a drag racer. Loves to get out there on the quarter-mile track and let it rip.
Chet,
get out and cheer for him.
We had a game scheduled in Elk Grove High School, but due to some problems with the schedule on that date, we can't get in there then. We'll let the fans along the network know when we will be in there. But of course, as I said before, the fans in that area can go to that big game Monday, February 12th, 7 p.m. at Mount Prospect High School. Big benefit game there. See the Pioneers and the Hawks, and you're going to see the Hawks next week on this Roller Derby Network.
All right, off the whip from Cadamus. Candy Mitchell trying to do the balancing act. Rita Williams measuring up for a shot. There it goes. Bingo! Woo! Baby! Little Rita. Smallest chick on the track, but baby, she comes to play. Get out and yell for her. Hawks coming to the Midwest. Gonna love every minute of it. What a series it shapes up to be. Williams. 1-on-2, it's a mismatch. Try that in basketball. The rule of thumb is unload the ball. Weston, she's got herself some big help. Round and around we go. Rita under. Oh, baby. Saw that coming. That's her pet move, but nobody seems to catch it. Little Rita. Little Rita. Gotta love that kid, Jerry Seltzer. And what do the referees have as our indication in terms of points?
Well, they show 2 points on that play. Oh, look at this. Cadremus is going to leave in style in her last game here on the Roller Derby Network. At any rate, Joan Weston up in this end is not going to let it go. Well, I think the referees have separated them. Oh! Rita Williams just clobbered Tony Cadremus. Well, there it is. That is the end of the 7th period of play with the score. The Renegades 46, the Pioneers 45.
12 minutes left in regulation. Civic Center, Hammond, Chet Kopic along with Jerry Seltzer. Pioneers down by 1, 46-45. Renegades, of course, on the top spot. Gals can take a breather. Assuming we have no overtime, they can pick up their checks. Their project is completed for the evening. Look at Harmada. What a balancing act. The country boy, native Chicagoan. The Hummer. Johnny Harmada, lone jammer. Striped helmet. Here comes the collision. No, baby. You saw it. Harmada goes under. Everett with the high route. Rally misses. Action all over. What a start to our 8th and probably final period.
Boy, I'll tell you, this Pioneer team is really together. Fantastic. 2 points. The Pioneers take the lead, 47-46. 11 minutes, 15 seconds to go. And we want to remind everyone along this Pioneer Network, stay tuned at the end of the game. You're going to hear Chet Kopic, see what he looks like. And believe me, it's worth staying on just to see this outfit he has on today. I wouldn't have believed it. He's going to talk to Ronnie Robinson and Joan Weston and find out if it's really true.
Going to take some time to chat with some old friends. Ronnie Robinson and Joan Weston. As for my sartorial splendor, well, I'll leave it up to you fans. I'm probably no threat to make the best dressed list.
I want to mention Chet isn't really that tall. It's just that Ronnie and Joan are only about 5 feet tall. You'll see what I mean when you see the end of this game.
5'19" for the benefit of the record. Nolan for light jersey. Jimmy Nolan. Tremendous body control, great jamming threat all the way around.
Are you really 6'7"?
Well, whatever. Smith, 56, blocking capacity. Great young kid who's been coming on strong in recent weeks. He has matured during this series. Wide shot, picking it all up. Bill Hill down on the surface. 4 Renegade points.
You know, every time it looks like the Pioneers are going to start to break it open, the Renegades come right back. 9 minutes, 45 seconds, and here's Bill Hill getting back on the track. 50-47 now. the Pioneers trail, and they want to take this one away, get ready for that big Hawks series, because it's good to come in with a victory.
A win is a win is a win is a win. Pioneers upper hand most of the time in this series. They will walk away triumphant. However, got to keep the confidence in order. Got to keep the morale up. We got a challenge coming up, but good, in the personage of 280-pound sensation John Parker. 20 years experience.
And we want to mention
Parker, guys like George Adams, Lenny Silverman, the chick sensation Betty Brown. Jerry?
Chet, he will be skating John Parker. In the roller game series, he acts as manager. There's some fans holding their Pioneer pennants. They'll have to hold them high when John Parker comes in, because he is going to get on that track and he's going to make it rattle.
A bottle of pop and a big banana. We love our Pioneers in Hammond, Indiana. Is that what it was, Jerry?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Always got to leave me hanging. Early 59, Adami 3. And the Pioneer finds out what it's like to fall on the bank track. High blocking capacity, bald eagle, late season edition. The cohesiveness, the glue, he has done it all. Victim of an assault by Riley, and Riley will sit. There will be no points on that particular situation. However, Adami, using knowledge and speed, does wind up with 2 points on that particular play. As you see right there, he puts the fist up in triumph, joined by his equally long-haired teammate, Al Ruiz.
You know, we get a lot of mail, Chet, and we would like to tell people how they can get their name on the roller derby mailing list, get free advance information about the next game in their area.
Send your postcard to mailing list, Roller Derby, Post Office Box 1828, P.O. Box 1828, Oakland, California, 94604 on the zip code. Tell us what station that you're watching Roller Derby on. We want to find out where you're enjoying the sport of the 70s. Less than 8 minutes to play. Pioneers got to make up some ground. They trail by 6, 53-47. Jerry Seltzer, traditionally, here is where the Pioneers have come alive, where their conditioning edge has begun to show itself.
And they got their good jammer out, Johnny Hermata.
This is the Hummer. This is the guy they've been going to in these particular situations. He's followed by Zolan McNair, light jersey, green if you're watching on the color set. Mama, Papa, kids, stay with us. This is the 8th period. Here's where the fun begins. Armada down. Zolan McNair doesn't have to worry about fending off a challenge. He's all by himself. Robinson, Hine, back in blocking capacities. Robinson up high with the elbow. Ronnie Robinson. Here comes the pull away. First time in this affair. Pioneers' favorite defensive maneuver. Here we go. Hill leading the charge. Followed by Hermata, Smith, Hine, Robinson. Renegades trying to make up the ground. I don't think they're going to do it. Down! Bingo! Dallas Everett. McNair puts the hands on the hips. I don't want any more.
Did you hear that familiar Pioneer go, go, go that they started shouting, and of course they're doing it at all the games. You know, that's a hard maneuver. If you want to really be in shape, you really have to get out there and skate like that for a pull away. The whole team going to top speed and to go this late in the game. Pioneers, though, still trail by 6 with only 6 minutes to go.
Big dates coming up. February 2, Madison, Dane County, Pioneers, Hawks. February 3, Milwaukee, in the arena. Match race, Betty Brown and Joan Weston. Oh, baby. Tuesday, February 13th in Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis, Missouri. Match race, John Parker and Ronnie Robinson. Oh, no, you're going to want to see that one. Riley out first, number 8, Renegades, the enforcer. Kind of like that name for him, Nick Scopus. Little Nicky. For the Pioneers, followed by Mike Adami. 53. Not much of a physical difference. They both can fly. Wings on the bank track. Jet style. Here's where the speed is fun. Riley up and over. Ronnie Robinson does his thing. Oh, baby.
You know, Riley is hurt. He may not get back up. I shouldn't have said that. Here he comes.
Scopus. Oh, there you see it. Get ready for the tabulation. Get ready for the tabulation. We have 5.
A grand slam.
A grand slam for Nicky Scopus.
Pioneers right back in it. They only trail by 1 now. You know, we got a lot of groups here tonight in Hammond. They really come out here, and you can get a group together, 25 or more. Come to a roller derby game. You will save money. if you would like to bring a group, for group prices in Chicago, you can call this number, area code 312-329-1328. Call this number tomorrow in Chicago, also tomorrow in St. Louis. Chestnut 10884, that's area code 314, Chestnut 10884. There are group prices in all cities along the Roller Derby network. Also special children's prices at most games. Bring the whole family. It's great fun in Chicago next Sunday at 2 o'clock at the amphitheater, for instance. The Pioneers are going to be playing the Powerful Hawks with John Porky Parker in that big match race, Ronnie Robinson and John Parker. Don't miss it. Remember, on this network, you're going to see the Pioneers and Hawks next week, and here's the conditioning.
The Bald Eagle and Riley. Stick with us, under 4 to play. Riley, oh, baby. How does it feel, Danny? Oh, Jerry Seltzer. What's our signal?
3 points for the Pioneers.
3
They're ahead
points,
now.
Pioneers. We're up by 1.
They're 2 points on top now, Chet. 55-53.
Stick with us. 3.5 to go. 8th period in Hammond. We've reached the situation where most of the fans spend all of their time in a standing position. Here's where it gets to be fun. This is Roller, the sport of the 70s, coming at you all over the Midwest Pioneer Roller Derby Network. You're back in Chicago watching on WFLD-TV, Channel 32. Hope you're digging every minute of it.
St. Louis, by the way, they're watching on KPLR Channel 11 in Milwaukee, WVTV Channel 18. They're watching on WTTV in Indianapolis. Many stations on this Roller Derby Network. Keep watching the Pioneers every week, and remember, it's the Mighty Hawks next week.
Essen is 53, Robinson 58. Ronnie going to stay back and play defense. Pioneers have totaled 1 at least. 3 points. 3 points.
They have opened it up, 58-53, and these exploits are going to be covered. There's a Pioneer that's hurt, Eddie Hessen. These exploits are going to be covered in that great roller derby newspaper, the Roller Derby Illustrated. Now, this great new paper, which you can get at most roller derby games, has 26 issues a year. You got a hurt skater over there, right by where Joan Weston is.
That is Ed Hessen, Jerry Seltzer.
If you'd like to get a free copy of this brand new paper, Roller Derby Illustrated, with a special column by your own Chet copy, write to Roller Derby Illustrated, Box 17, General Post Office, New York, 10001. You'll get a free copy and see why this is the best sports paper in the country now.
Nick Scopus moved out, followed by Mike Adami. Pioneers protecting a 5-point bonus, less than 2 to play. Civic Center in Hammond. Pioneers looking for a victory. They will not settle for anything less. Adami balancing it. Can he maintain? No! Helmet goes 110 feet in the air if it goes an inch. Riley slowed down in the action. There you see it. Robinson content to play defense. He has a lead to protect. Scopus, put the hands on the hips, Nicky. He does. Now we lead by 7. Pioneers 60, Renegades 53, just over 1 minute to play. Jerry Seltzer, keep in mind, fans, keep in mind, this jam will run its full complement. Clock time means nothing.
Well, I'll tell you something. If the Renegades get 2 jammers out and do that play they've done so often in this series, that their 8-point play, they can pull this one out.
Pioneers, Robinson, Early, Smith, Hine, Harmada, the usuals. Riley, McNair, Everett, Ruiz, Adami for the Renegades. First out, the Bald Eagle, Bob Hines.
All he has to do is call it off, and they have the game won. But the Pioneers are going.
All he's got to do is maintain and then call it off. Followed by Dallas Everett. Everett in a very frustrating position. Hine, Bobby, do it. Hands on hips. We're going to be a winner.
I'm telling you something, this Pioneer team is really something now. I have to say it's the strongest team in the league.
And a number of the Renegades are already leaving the track. They have been defeated.
There it is. There is your final score. The Pioneers have won it 63-53. Chet will be back right with you in a moment with Joan Weston and Ronnie Robinson to talk about this great Pioneer victory.
Well, Well, an awful lot of fun here in Hammond, Indiana once again. Pioneers a winner over Danny Riley's Renegades 63-53. And you know, whenever you win, it's always a pleasure to chat with a couple of friends, and I have two of my favorites with me here right now. First of all, the blonde Amazon, the legendary Joni Weston. Right next to Joni, Ronnie Robinson, men's captain, Midwest Pioneers. Congratulations, Joni, on another victory.
Thank you. Any night that you can win by 10 points is a lot of fun.
Ronnie, a tremendous surge by your men's team in the 8th period of play. You completely took it away from the Renegades.
Well, we were a little slow getting started tonight, but when we got started, it paid off.
Jerry Seltzer and I have been commenting on these telecasts involving the Renegades that your team appears to be in better condition. That in the 7th and 8th periods, particularly, down the stretch when it's really important and you have to make the moves. We separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls. Your club always seems to be in better shape and you make the moves. The result, you're a winner in this series.
Well, it seems maybe as part of our training program, I think is a little more rigorous than theirs is. And so therefore, towards around the 7th or 8th period, we're starting to get our second win where they're really just about had it.
Joni, more or less out of the frying pan into the fire. The Northern Hawks are coming into the Midwest. You know it's going to be a tough series. How do they compare to the Renegades?
Well, I saw the Hawks play a game in Honolulu last year, and if it's exactly the same team as it was at that time, they are a good skating club. They have John Parker as coach and Georgie Adams, and it's one Spanish fellow, I can't think of his name, but he's really a fantastic jammer. The girls...
Lenny Silverman, tremendous.
Juan Milano.
Juan Milano, that's
yeah.
it, right. And in the girls field, Betty Brown and Terry Toledo. And then after that, they had just, I'd say, 4 girls of about, say, a Debbie Cho's ability. You know, so it's they're a pretty even team, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
Well, of course, you'll be meeting Betty Brown on several occasions for match races, and Betty, of course, always a great threat. She's got a rank right up there with Katamis in terms of ability.
Well, I've never skated against a girl. Actually, I've never been in the same building with her in any type of competition, so I really don't know. I'll let you know later. After the first game, I'll check with you.
Ronnie Robinson, John Parker, of course, needs no introduction to you. He's a 20-year veteran. He's a Cherokee Indian. He's 6 feet tall. He weighs 280 pounds, which...
That's the prime thing right there.
Notice the pun.
If you're sweating right now, come the month of February, I think you and the Pioneers are in for one heck of a challenge.
I'd say so. Parker, I think, and company will be a little harder to take on more than this team here was, because I think they have a little more skating ability. Parker, after all, skated with us. He was in with the roller derby. So was Georgie Adams. He was one of the best. He was on the bomber team, as a matter of fact, years ago. But between the two of them and this new kid coming up, this Juan Milano, I've seen him skate, and he's a heck of a skater. I think my main thing with Parker is trying to stay away from him. If I can stay away from him, I'll be all right.
There you have it. Joan Weston, Ronnie Robinson, I'm Chet Kopic. Keep tuned to Roller Derby. See you soon.